Hello everybody, this is Odd Job Entertainment bringing you another video. Today I want to talk about the Battlefield 2042 beta. I got to play it quite a bit, and while I did enjoy it a lot, there are a few takeaways that I want to touch on. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. What did I not like? Well, if you've been following any of the news, you've probably seen a lot of outcries about the new specialists, and I think some of those complaints are definitely valid. DICE has said that many of the issues, such as positively IDing friend and foe, have been addressed in future builds, but I think there are some underlying issues with the system as it is. Everyone knows and hates the snipers that camp on a hill at the edge of the map, contributing jack squat to the team and getting a few measly kills, for example. They're annoying and have been a scourge for the Battlefield series for a long time now. Well, now they can drop their own ammo and health boxes. So the one mechanic that did reliably take care of them, that is, dying or running out of pew-pew pills, are taken care of. Now they can be a one-stop shop for themselves, and never once will they have to contribute. This is just one symptom of a bigger problem with the unbalanced nature of the specialists. Another issue arises when you're a Chad that actually tries to PTFO, and you have no idea who to turn to for health, ammo, or anything else. Since the medic might be carrying an RPG, you can't rely on them to carry a medic box. The classes, flawed as they were, made it very clear who does what. Now, you have no idea. I don't think all is lost, however. A few simple tweaks can fix this. First and foremost, the different teams need separate skins for equivalent specialists. I can't tell you how many times I was shot by what I thought was a friendly grandma when it was in fact a gives out apple on Halloween kind of grandma. So, separate skins. DICE has said something about adding lights to friends and foes. That's not enough. We need entirely separate skins. Then, tie it down a bit more as far as who can carry what. Essentially, bring back classes and just make it so that specialists behave like extra skins, or they have one special gadget that only they can use, but otherwise they are just a class representation. I don't think guns would need to be class specific if these changes were implemented, but I would have to see these play out in a future build before I could accurately make an assessment. Super minor gripe, the bottom end of the zipline ropes at B are hard to see and find. A little signage and some color would help out a lot. I won't talk about elevators, we all know, they broke, and they'll most likely get fixed. Probably 3 months down the line. Talking about B, I think it needs to be on the bottom floor or where the middle walkway is. Having it at the top just means you have people waiting like birds on a wire taking shots at the ground folk from the roof. Since they were going to do that anyways, we don't need to make it easy for them. DICE, I would recommend moving B down a few floors. There are numerous small bugs, but the only other major thing in my mind is the mouse input feels off. I've seen evidence to suggest there's some acceleration issues, and it's very clear that the UI numbers do not match up at all. But for the majority of the beta, it felt like I suddenly just sucked at aiming, more so than usual anyway. I actually hopped into Modern Warfare to play a few rounds just to make sure that I wasn't going crazy, and after playing a few rounds, it's like, okay, yeah, I can aim, I can do this, it's just Battlefield is weird somehow. I know a lot of people have been saying that vehicles are OP. I disagree. I do think the M5 we had access to needs a damage boost since a full payload can't take anything down. But I think the balance will be much better once players have access to a wider variety of options. Taking down air vehicles is tough when only a handful of people have AA rockets. Once the full game is out, I think vehicles will naturally be much more in line. Now for the good. I like the game overall. I'm super glad that it is a modern shooter, looking at you, Call of Duty Vanguard, and that so far it looks like they are going to deliver on the customizability we expect with that. I think the new menu to change attachments in the field is super useful. It's fast and easy to use, and it can't be overstated how important it is that it be fast, because how many times have objectives wasted away while someone was tinkering with their guns in the attachment window on previous Battlefields. So it's great that it's fast and easy to use, and it only literally takes seconds to do. I look forward to see how it will scale up with the myriad of attachments that should become available. Maybe it's something where we assign 8 commonly used attachments out of 25, for example. We have to wait to see how the more intimate details of loadouts will work, but I'm very optimistic. I think the weather options are a fantastic addition as well. It never really felt stale or boring with only one map in the beta, since there was just so many different ways that one singular map could end. The rocket launches successfully, the rocket gets blown up, the rocket gets sucked up by a tornado, which I had it happen to me, but thankfully Nvidia Shadowplay pooped out and did not turn on instant replay for me, so I have no footage for that. So I'm super grateful for that. Nvidia, please fix your stuff. Make it so that HDR switching doesn't keep turning off instant replay. Thank you. Visually, the game is stunning. Battlefield is, of course, known for this. Orbital was an excellent map choice, like I said, for the beta, since it has a great variety of textures and foliage. The game looks incredible, and as of right now, that's all without ray tracing. They've said they will add support for that, but it might not be there at release. In either case, Battlefield 2042 will support DLSS 2.0, and that is a huge boon for me in particular, since my resolution, being 3440 by 1440, is not supported in DLSS 1.0 as in BF5. I think the zip lines are a great map feature. I think it makes it much harder to be a campy sniper, since anyone can get anywhere. And overall, it's a great element of dynamism for the map itself. I really like the cluster objectives. It makes each objective essentially a smaller battlefield, and it's not as easy to just take an objective. Oftentimes in previous titles, you could very frequently ghost cap an objective because no one would get there in time to stop you from taking it. Now it feels like you will have to fight for it much more frequently, since the enemy is spawning at the other node, which is just a 100 or so meters away, so they can get to you very fast. If I were to score the game based on what I experienced, I would give the game a 7 out of 10. I wouldn't marry it, I'd introduce it to my parents and have a lengthy relationship, but I'm not ready to commit to it yet, because I'm still waiting for better options to come by. If they fix the balance issues and the weird mouse input issues and the other stuff I've mentioned, it could easily be an 8 or a 9 for me, and I'll get on one knee and give it a ring. But y'all know how this goes. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and until next time, this is Odd Job Entertainment, signing off.